Welcome to the Eclectic Knitter Podcast. My name is Raylene. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Kamana Knits. It is Sunday, September 6th. It is 2:30 in the afternoon. I am real tired. I did not sleep much last night, and we went to the park this morning with my brother and sister-in-law and the kids and their dog. We did it last Sunday as well. Their dog is a 7-month-old golden retriever puppy. She's crazy pants. So she had the zoomies. Knocked my little nephew over a couple times. But he's apparently used to it. Because she does it in the backyard too at their place. Oh my goodness, my hands are itchy. Okay. I wanted to nap, but I have cucumber relish sitting in brine right now. And I need to drain it and then cook it and jar it and all that kind of stuff in about half an hour. So it's been a while since I recorded, so I figured I may as well do that. And it took me a while to set up so that my webcam worked, because I have a Logitech C920. Usually I just plug it in and open up the little capture thing and it, boop. Now it was saying, it is unavailable, it is not plugged in, or a different program is using it. And I'm like, no, there's no different program using it. I don't know what you're on, but anyway, I figured it out finally. I don't feel like I have that much knitting to share. This black lump over here is Cyrus. See that lump right there? That little lumpy lump. Hi lumpy lump. So yeah, that's kind of what oh, that's a glamour shot right there, hey? All right. Go back to sleep, baby. He's very tired. When we got back from the park, he passed out flat on his side on the floor. So yeah, he had a lot of running and a lot of walking and a lot of sniffing and just so tired. It was so funny. Their dog was apparently sitting in the crate whining for attention. Mine was just passed right out. Anyway, so I have a finished object. I finished my sweater. This was a test knit for Isolde. This is the Abbey Hill sweater. I knit this exactly to pattern. This is the 62 3/4 inch size. This is knit out of Beaver Slide Dry Goods. They have it's a merino mohair 80/20 blend, sport/fingering. I'm just making sure that everything can be seen. It's knit from the bottom up. It's cropped, but it looks really good with, the purple is a lot redder than it's showing on the camera right now. So, but yeah, it works really nicely with dresses. So that's probably how I'm going to be wearing it, with a dress underneath and then tights for winter. It's way too warm outside to be wearing it now, but I am incredibly happy with how it turned out. It fits really nicely. At first I wished I had knit more length, so if I'm wearing it with jeans, then I would definitely want to knit it longer. But I really liked how it looked under a dress, and if I remember, I'll insert a picture here, hopefully I'll remember. So yeah, this is washed and blocked, and I know I haven't woven in this one end at the back of the neck, but that's okay. This yarn knits up really nicely. It is a non-superwash. The mohair isn't super scratchy, but I haven't worn it yet for like a full day or anything because summer. Although I haven't had my air conditioner on for like 4 or 5 days. It's been cool outside. So I have no spinning finished objects. I showed all my spinning finished objects last time. I do have some whips. So I'm still working on all the socks that I was working on last time, but I haven't gotten any further except for on this one. This is by Funky Fibres. It's I Believe in the Impossible. This is the first sock. It's a 23 stripe colorway, so you can see that on the second one I'm only like right here. So I have put a little bit of work into that this week. And then the other thing that I've been spending most of my time on is another test knit. Dun, 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 dun. So I am doing a test knit for Jacqueline Cieslak. I am doing a test knit of the Ursina, her sport / worsted weight, Ursina, that is coming out soon. I don't know, this is due in October, so it has 2 gauges. I am knitting the sport gauge. This is Madelinetosh work sock in the ink colorway. I am almost done with the back and forth increases, and I'm almost till joining it in the round. So I've been making good progress on that. This is what it is a lot deeper than it's showing. It's kind of blown out on the camera. That's more accurate, but even then it's not as deep and rich as it actually is. I haven't knit an Ursine, the bulky one, because I don't have a lot of sweater. I don't have any sweater quantities of bulky yarn. I don't have a lot of bulky yarn in general. So it has this like brioche design there, and then on the raglan increases as well on either. The raglan increases are on either side of that. And then it's a V-neck. So this will eventually be the front. And it's going. Purling is annoying on the best of days. It's taken a while now. By the time I join in the round, I'll have like almost 400 stitches on the needles. So I should have just knit it and worsted so that I didn't have quite as many stitches on the needles. But I had this sitting out. I had grabbed it because I was gonna the Abbey Hill sweater was between the Brooklyn or the Beaver Slide Dry Goods and this. And then when the Ursina came up right after, I already had this at home. And I don't have any blue sweaters that I've knit. This is like the second cropped purple sweater that I have. The other one I knit out of Brooklyn Tweed Loft. So I have 2 like cropped purple sweaters now. So I figured I'd go with blue. The other option was to pull out one of my worsted sweater quantities, probably in gray, because I love a gray. So yeah, those are the only 2 things that have been knit items, at least, that have been getting any work lately. And even then, it's not that much. I finished Final Fantasy, well, I basically finished the story of Final Fantasy X, and I've been working on the post-game stuff. And I've kind of lost steam on that because it's a lot of grinding if I want to do everything that I want to do, if that makes sense. And I'm not sure. Like I really just have Waka's ultimate weapon, celestial weapon to get. I have the celestial weapon and the crest. I need the sigil, which means a lot more blitzball, which is boring. It's boring. I'm not having any trouble. I can beat it, I can win the games, no problem, but it's just boring. Oh, my glasses are just not. So, excuse me. So I have that, and then I also need to get Titus's celestial weapon. I need the sigil that comes from Chocobo Racing, which is the most gigantic pain in the butt. I did get Lulu's celestial weapon for the first time ever. I dodged. So you have to dodge 200 lightning bolts in an area called the Thunder Plains. and they're random. And so when I first played the game, when it first came out, I was like, no way, there's no way, there's no way. Wandering around there, I have spent so much time walking around that zone. I think the most I've been able to dodge in a row naturally just from walking around is maybe 3. So I was like, nope, it's not going to happen. So I never investigated further. I never really tried. And so this time I was like, all right, well, I hear there's this place where whenever you walk over the crest into this crater thing, it automatically will lightning bolt every time. So if you get into this rhythm of walking around, coming back in, dodging, walking around, coming back in, dodging, you can set up a rhythm, right? But everyone's like, don't listen to the music, turn the music off, play a song, like play something on your iPod or whatever, your phone, and just get into the rhythm. And 6 songs, and it'll be good. You'll be done. So the first attempt I did like that, I think I got 64. Then the second attempt, I think, was 134, 137, something like that. And then the next one, it said 6 songs. Now, I listen to a lot of hard rock. And the guy that I watched this YouTuber called Dan's G8. He does a lot of Final Fantasy Let's Plays and stuff. And Final Fantasy X is his favorite, so he has the most comprehensive, like, Let's Play walkthrough of the game. And he said 6 songs, 20 minutes, 6 songs. So that's like just over 3 minutes each. Except a lot of my songs are like 5-6 minutes each. So I did 4.5 songs without missing, dodged everyone, got back to the place, 264 dodges in a row. I mean, I was real happy that it was done, but I didn't have to go quite that far. I was just so scared of not going far enough and then having to go back and like restart, and then I was going to cry. So yeah, I finally did that for the first time, so that was fun. And then, so I kind of didn't want to grind anymore, so I started playing Final Fantasy X-2 and immediately had regrets. But I've gotten further in it this time than I ever have before, so maybe I'll pick that back up once I'm done the relish. I don't know. The first one, Final Fantasy X, there's such a weight to everything you do. Like, it's just, everything's sacred, and has a lot of religious overtones to it, and it's very weighty. It's a very weighty thing. Like, people are dying. There's conflict with, the people who want to use machines and the church, and, there's all of this stuff. And the second one, all that's gone. And it's the most frivolous. You're not like earning sphere grids. You're changing costumes. Like, you're changing outfits. Like, it's a fashion thing. I don't know. There's just, the places that you went that were like revered and were like most sacred, they're now like tourist places. Just super cash. Everybody gets to go to Zanarkand, and like, it's just, it just makes me sad. So, yeah, that's what I've been spending a lot of my time on. And then I've been working a lot. There have been a couple weeks in the last month where I've worked, 6 days a week. There was one period I worked 6 days, and then I worked a couple hours on Sunday and was at work until midnight, and then worked another 5 days in a row. So I have a long weekend this weekend. We were closed yesterday. We're closed tomorrow for Labor Day. So I have a bit of a long weekend, and I have been running around like crazy. Yesterday morning I got up and did dishes, and then went out and bought a new couch, which hasn't arrived. It won't arrive till like November. And then what do I do? Oh, I went to pick up change for laundry, and then picked up lunch, and then came home and did 3 loads of laundry. Then went to my brother then I went to return a pair of pants at Torrid, which that was a whole other thing that really pissed me right off. And then I had to go pick up white rice flour so that I can make my relish gluten-free, so that I can give some to my mom. and they were already in the city, so I couldn't just get any from her because they live an hour outside. And then I had to deposit a check. And then I went to my brother and sister-in-law's and played with my niece and nephew for insanity. And then we had supper, and then I played with my soccer with my niece, and then we watched an episode of The Lion Guard, which is a Lion King TV series. And then I came home, and then I couldn't sleep last night, so I was up till past 12, and I think I was awake around 6 or 7. And then we went to the park this morning, and we're there for like an hour, and then I got home, I bought a new food processor. I bought an Oster 10-cup food processor off Amazon. It was like $87 Canadian. I did a bunch of searching on Google for reviews on best food processor. I used to have a food processor that also had like a blender attachment, but it broke constantly broke. It was a Black & Decker. But I got it replaced like 4 times. And one time they replaced it and then it never came. So then they sent me another, like there was a mix up, and then they sent me a second one. So then my mom and dad have one of them, and I think my brother and sister-in-law have one of them. Mine, it broke again in the exact same place, and I just threw it out. I was so tired of dealing with that company and getting things replaced for breaking in the exact same spot multiple times. So I didn't have one for the longest time, but to shred, of 18 cucumbers and 3 peppers and 6 onions, I don't want to do it by hand. So I bought this food processor, and it worked so nicely. It's just a food processor. It doesn't have any fancy attachments. It has a shred and a slice, and it has a pulsing spinning thing for like making hummus or whatever, the blades that spin around instead of the slicey thing. And then it has a bread hook kneading thing, which I'll never use because I have a KitchenAid. But yeah, it worked real well, real happy with it. So I washed it this morning. I took it out of the box and washed it, then went to the park, then came back, then shredded all the veggies, then put them in the brine, and they have to sit in the brine for 4 hours. And that's where we're at right now. And I've been trying not to fall asleep with the hope that I fall asleep early tonight so that I won't screw up my sleep schedule for work too much. I do have spinning. Ha! I have spinning. I finished my first 4 ounces of Hello Yarns Drifting on Shetland. I have 8 ounces of this. It's going to end up being like a 2-ply fingering weight. I'm hoping to get 1,000 yards or so. I have a couple of skeins where I've gotten, 600 yards out of 400 or out of a 4-ounce bump. But all of those are actually merino. With other ones, it's like 520 or 500. So I'm hoping to get 1,000 yards, and I'd like to do either a botanic shawl, something by Stephen West, a botanic shawl, or maybe a dotted raise. I think I said last time I was going to do a dotted raise. I may do that. I may not. I don't think I'm going to have quite enough for the largest size that I want to do. But yeah, I'm done the first 4 ounces. I have started the second 4 ounces, but I'm doing a fractal. I split this bump into 2 sections. So I have 2 long repeats of the colors. And then the second one, I actually have the bag here somewhere. This is the second. I've split it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I split it into 8, but I'm splitting each of those again, I think. I don't know 100% what I'm doing. I split the first one again into 2. So I'm almost, I started that. I just started it this week. Otherwise, I've been babbling most of this time. Let's face it, the yarn or fiber content is not much. But I picked up a light box, just a cheap $20 plastic thing with LED lights in it off Amazon. It's small. It's really not big enough even for a skein of Handspun. But I'm making it work because that's really what I bought it for. I bought it so I can get really good color pictures of my Handspun. So I updated all of my pictures on Ravelry of all my Handspun to be more true to color. It works really nicely. I get really nice color from it, really nice pictures out of it. So I'm happy with the purchase, especially for 20 bucks. Like, you can't argue it too much. So yeah, I have a lot of spinning to do. This 8 ounces of drifting is the last spin for my 2020 Spin the Bin. And if you go on, I think if you search on Ravelry, Spin the Bin, you may find something in the forums. I can't remember completely. It's in the completely arbitrary. Oh, I feel like I should know this, but I don't. It's on Ravelry. Why am I singing? I just don't know. Completely Twisted and Arbitrary. Yeah, Completely Twisted and Arbitrary group. So they do a Spin the Bin every year, and you can join it at any time. So if you want to do it, start it now, you totally can. But this is my last spin for my 2020 Spin the Bin. Last year I only joined in like June and I didn't quite finish everything. So I'm hoping that I can get it finished. I mean, I just have another 4 ounces to spin and then 8 ounces of singles to ply, and then I'll be good. So yeah, I gotta go make relish. I hope you are enjoying whatever you are knitting on or crafting on or working on. I hope it is either getting into fall or getting into spring, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are enjoying the weather that you have. I'm really enjoying the weather that we're having. And yeah, just stay safe, wear your masks, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.